Selling prints now is not the same as selling prints from 10 years ago, not even 5 years ago. What worked back then does not work now for selling prints. And that's because the market for art and technology has changed the landscape on how us artists need to sell our prints. And that's something I've had to stay on top of since the early 2000s, which is when selling fine art prints became the backbone of my business. And for the past 20 years, I've had to change my approach to selling my prints a few times in order to maximize my profit with the changing times and trends. Now, how I got started in the beginning, I took every dollar I made and I invested it in buying a printer, a scanner, a camera, editing software, mats, frames, packaging material, you name it. I bought everything I needed to make and sell my own prints. I was an early adopter of making my own prints. And because of this, I was able to sell my prints for half the price than everyone else at shows. So when I went to my shows on the weekends, I was able to sell hundreds of prints weekend after weekend at my shows. And I was also able to plan and execute huge online sales when I wasn't at a show. Selling prints became the primary source of income in my business. But in order to keep the volume up, I had to make changes throughout the years. Anytime my sales dipped a little bit or even hinted at it, I had to make the following changes. Selling standard size prints. When I first embraced making my own prints, I made the strategic decision to make standard size art versus custom size. And that's because it's a lot easier for customers to frame standard size art on their own. Now, early on, I chose to sell open edition prints versus limited edition. This allowed me to sell more art of my most popular designs. I also practiced discontinuing prints that don't sell as much and replace them with prints that do. Every year I would make new collections, but I would only continue to print my most popular designs the following year, with the goal in order to fill my print bins with my most popular designs from all my past collections. I also make new prints that go well with old ones. It's important to create new art that goes with your old art so that your collectors can come back and buy from you year after year. You want to give them something that they can find that will go with something they already have from you. There's also times I practice not making prints of my smaller paintings. Now, depending on the market, there were times I practiced not making prints of my smaller paintings. This made the paintings more valuable to my collectors because they were looking for one-of-a-kind art. And more recently, I've moved away from open edition prints to make more limited edition prints. Technology continues to evolve, making it easy for anyone to take a picture and turn it into a print. So in order to make my prints special again, I've decided to make more limited edition prints. And the most recent change I've made is moving away from making my own prints and outsourcing them. When I restructured the way I run my business in 2020, I decided to downsize the prints that I made from my own studio and to outsource all the prints that I sell online to a print-on-demand site. So now the prints I make, you can only find available at my art shows. This made the prints I make in my studio more valuable to my customers that buy my art directly from me at my shows. Now, selling prints has changed a ton over the past 30 years. This is because the online market is a very noisy place. The way people decorate their homes has changed. The way people make prints has changed. Trends have changed. And you know what? There are always going to be changes. However, there are 4 elements to selling art that haven't changed and won't change anytime soon. And if you can figure out and master these 4 components to selling prints, then you can build a very successful, lucrative, profitable business selling your art. And these 4 things are: number 1, you need to decide if you want to make your own prints or if you want to outsource them to a business that specializes in printing fine art. What you decide will depend heavily on where you want to sell your art and how you want to market them. Number 2, you need to niche down and build an audience for your art. The whole goal of selling prints is to sell more for less. So the bigger your audience, the more sales you will make. And the good news is you can start growing your audience now. You do not have to wait until you have prints ready to sell to start growing your following. Number 3, you need to have a wide range of design choices and cohesive collections of prints that connect to one another. This will allow you to scale your sales over time and sell more art to repeat customers. Number 4, you need to have a marketing strategy. This is a big one. It determines how many prints you sell and how fast you sell them. It's going to build your business, and if you do it right, you can reach the 6-figure mark selling your prints in 3 to 5 years. Now, here are some examples of marketing strategies you could use for selling prints. You could choose to sell prints limited times throughout the year, and that could be just at shows or during select times online throughout the year. You could choose to sell limited edition prints versus open edition prints. You can start with small quantities at first, like 10 to 20 prints, and build up anticipation for the release date with your collectors. And if you sell out fast, then you know you can up the quantity the next time you offer a sale on new releases of your limited edition prints. You can offer a flash sale on new releases to your VIP collectors. This is a sale that goes out to your best buyers, giving them first choices before art is released to everyone else. You could sell your prints at a discount at shows versus what you sell them online. Or offer completely different art at shows versus online to create a sense of urgency to buy right there and then at the show because they won't find it anywhere else. The subject of your art and how it connects with your audience in combination with your marketing strategy will determine how many prints you will sell. Get these decisions right and you can sell hundreds of prints every month, maybe even thousands. And if you're looking for help with selling your art and you'd like to work with me, I invite you to join my online art academy or the Seller Studio, which is the marketing section found in my academy. In there, I help artists make, market, and sell their art. And I'm a very hands-on instructor. So if you would like to talk to me, I'm there to help you anytime you get stuck. And there's information below this video, so go check it out. And if you are new to creating prints, you don't even know where to start, here are a few more tips to help you get started. The quality of your print depends on your audience. Now what that means is you may not have to make high-end, expensive archival prints. For example, if the audience you make art for are parents looking to hang simple designs in their baby's nursery, then chances are they don't want expensive giclée prints. They want budget-friendly art and don't care if it lasts 100 years because they're going to want to change the decor in just a few. Test your print design first with your audience before making a bunch. You don't want to go overboard with making a bunch of prints of your latest piece of art, and that's because you just don't know what your audience wants. I recommend making 1 to 2 prints and see if that sells before making more. Make standard size prints. This is a big one, folks. If your customers want to buy a print versus an original, it probably also means they want to buy an inexpensive mat and frame as well. You will sell so much more art if you sell your prints in standard sizes or ready to hang art on the wall like a canvas print. Make sure your art gets seen. You won't know if it's a popular design worthy of making prints without enough eyeballs on it. And if you do get enough people looking at the art and it still doesn't sell, then chances are that means you need to change the subject matter in your art. Most importantly, you just want to get your art out there and start sharing it with others. Once you start collecting feedback, you'll know what to do next. And if you find you do need help, you're welcome to come talk to me in my art academy. I have some free workshops you can try out and see if it's a good fit for you. There's links for them below this video.